Hello everybody, I'm Scuttles, and welcome to another new dinosaur game coming up on the horizon, this time by the name of Instinction. It was only 2 weeks ago that we actually just got revealed a new upcoming dinosaur survival horror game by the name of The Lost Wild, and now here we are with another one. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
I wish I hadn't come here for this. I found them. After all this death, if you had the chance to do it all again, what would you have done?
Some very cool stuff here. As we can see, this game looks like it is going to be very interesting and definitely something that you are going to want to keep your eyes on. Instinction is going to be another survival first-person horror game where it says that you can experience a cinematic story based on action-adventure with combat, exploration, and puzzles, where the environments can be as treacherous and beautiful as the creatures that you encounter. Environmental puzzles will have you completing quests and searching for ancient artifacts left by an unknown civilization long since gone, or so you thought. While navigating stunning locations with ever-changing weather conditions, you will embark on an unforgettable journey. So as you can instantly tell, this is going to be very similar to The Lost Wild, so I feel like it's only relevant that we start off simply by talking about the similarities and differences between the two. Pros for this game: it looks like there's going to be a ton of different options that we can do. It looks very customizable, and it looks like it's going to be a very story-driven game. It looks like it's got a very in-depth sort of background to it and who this girl is and why she's there on the island discovering whatever she's trying to discover, because it looks like it's almost like this lost like tomb sort of island sort of thing, where she's got to go unsolve this mysterious, mystery on the island, and it seems very interesting in that regards. Another thing that looks very neat about this is the fact that they're introducing more than just dinosaurs. As you can see in the trailer, there's also going to be the introduction of what I believe is a Smilodon, some sort of prehistoric saber-toothed cat, as well as the introduction of what I also believe is the Kronosaurs, which reveals that there will at least be some sort of underwater section in the game. Whether it's very in-depth or if it actually is playing a major role in the game, there will at the very least be some sort of underwater environment that we can go around in and explore and try not to get eaten alive in. And that's very cool. Moving over to negatives. I don't want to talk about negatives because that just, is negative. But if we do point them out, just some things to maybe be wary of, because it is very easy for me to get excited about something like this. So I'm trying to kind of maybe slow my roll before a whole nother Mesozoica incident happens where I get super excited and then it just crashes and burns and is never heard from again and they just steal all your money sort of thing. Because I don't want to get ripped off, I don't want you guys to get ripped off. So that's why we're pointing out these things that we could maybe be a little bit wary of. The first thing that kind of alarmed me a little bit was the animation on the bats. Obviously it's a slow motion shot of just a horde of bats, and at the end of the day you can only make your animations be so realistic in a game. Like, if it's just the simple background bat element, then you're not going to put all of your time and resources and energy into making this one little background element if it's a very minor role in the entire thing. But nonetheless, if you're going to have it be one of your opening shots in the trailer, I was just a little bit surprised with the way that they looked here, if you're going to make that be one of your opening shots in the trailer. I thought it looked very simple, very basic, very primitive, But at the end of the day, it is a game, it's not a movie. And also, like I mentioned just a minute ago, it is just probably going to be a background element and nothing very important, which doesn't need to look good. So really, I don't think it's too much of an indicator of what the quality of game is going to be. I think simply by looking at the animations of the dinosaurs that we get to see in the rest of the trailer, it kind of makes up for this animation, letting us know that it will look good and it's not just going to look clunky. At least that's what I think and hope is going to happen. But still, it could be anything, so who knows. I just thought I'd point it out. One other thing that I think we could possibly be a little bit wary of when it comes to this game is I hope that they're not doing too much. As you can see, there is a wide range of things to do in this game. You've got the whole exploration side of it, as well as the surviving the dinosaur sort of side of it, which is awesome. That's perfect. That's a game and a half right there. But then they could theoretically be doubling all of the workload that they need to do if they add in an entire aquatic section to the game. And then, now they're also adding in a bunch of like prehistoric mammals like smilodons and other possible like ice age sort of creatures. I don't remember what that period of time is called. Is it like Permian or something? I don't remember. Either way. So not only are they adding dinosaurs, but they're also adding in these creatures that you see from like Ice Age, on top of adding in an entire underwater section, which I'm just saying, like, hopefully is not going to be a situation where they're biting off more than they can chew, and this ends up being a thing that they can never actually finish in a reasonable amount of time. But putting those negatives aside, at the end of the day, I do think that this looks like an absolutely beautiful game. I'm very excited to see the development of this, and possibly even get my hands on it and play it someday. I just wanted to point those out, make you guys aware, that we don't get our hopes built up too much just to have them come crashing down. Oh, and also one last thing that I can point out that's new about this game that we didn't actually see in The Lost Wild, is that we can actually use weapons. Sure, we have a flare gun in The Lost Wild that we can use, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be more for distracting creatures rather than actually trying to lure them away, or I guess not lure them away, what would that be? Scare them away, that's the better word. But in this game we have full-on weapons that we can use to defend ourselves and try and either take down a creature or just injure it to the point where it runs away and doesn't decide to attack you anymore. Either way, it sounds like it's going to be a pretty interesting concept that we will not see in The Lost Wild. So yeah, it's definitely something to think about, and just gives you all the more reason to play both of these awesome games. If we move on to the website here at hashbang.com, we can actually find a couple interesting little articles related to the game, as well as some beautiful screenshots that we don't get to see in the trailer. So let's take a look. Now I'm not going to read this entire list because there is a ton of creatures here, but it does say that there will be plenty of extinct creatures coming to this new game. It says that there will be a very wide variety of dinosaurs as well as other prehistoric beings, and that here's the full list below if you want to take a look at that. It looks like we've got a whole bunch of popular ones, a whole bunch of ones that you don't really hear of too often, and a bunch of creatures that aren't even dinosaurs, such as, where is it? I saw it a minute ago. There it is, Smilodon. Biomes. Now this is one that I actually thought was pretty interesting. Explore multiple locations, from forests to research facilities, cenotes, and lakes. And if you're like me and you had no idea what a cenote was, I'll put an image up on screen. Basically, they look beautiful. It says, these aren't just beautiful landscapes, these are treacherous ones, and we don't expect you to survive, but you don't have a choice. You owe it to yourself. Changing weather conditions, trenched terrain, and gorgeous views. There are deep, cavernous waters to explore. Depending on what you've acquired, you might have to hold your breath, or maybe you can relax on a ventilator. P.S. Never relax. It won't be very long until you run into something terrifying. It says that we'll have the option to customize our weapons with attachments from melees to rocket launchers, reticles, to skins. Basically, if you're into gun stuff, which I don't know anything about, but if you're into gun stuff, it sounds like this has got it all. And something else very interesting that's kind of mentioned in this article right here is that it says that while you're in combat, you can make good use of bullet time during weapon changes, which sounds pretty cool to me. So just imagine, I think it's like a Suchomimus that's in the trailer, but just imagine one of those barreling towards you, about to chomp your face in half, and you need to think to yourself, like, what is my best plan of action right now? And so you can start to pull out your gun, and then it goes all slow motion, and you can just see this thing thundering towards you, and you're like pulling out your weapon, hoping that it'll come out in time, so you can fire it right in the mouth and deter it away or something. I don't know, that just sounds like something that'd be very cool to see. And I'm excited about that feature, because I have not personally played games that really have bullet time and stuff like that. I don't really play many shooter games, but I thought that sounded kind of cool. Combat and exploration. You will be attacked. You'll most likely be killed. Oh, even happier. Wild beasts are not meant to be your friends, although ironically enough, some will be. For the most part, you'll need to survive through combat and using your brain, but not all beasts are foes. Some may appear to be nice. Play smart, complete your objectives, perhaps consider a side mission, and let's hope you're in control. And then lastly, this whole customization section is basically saying that even though customization gets scrapped a bunch in developing games, it's basically saying that they're doing their absolute best to try and make sure that this game has tons of different customization options, from your player to the guns that you use to the UI and everything like that. Moving on, we have a couple different images on their website that are very cool. Let's actually make them big screen right here. Oh, that didn't really change much. I thought it would do a little bit more than that, but anyways, let's take a look. Here you can see we've got this mysterious little foresty game trail alleyway sort of thing, and then off in the distance, there's this little light glowing in between the rocks, making you more and more curious as to what could be around the corner. Is it a campfire of another individual that has just so happened to stumble on the same island as you? Or perhaps it's Dennis Nedry getting his Jeep stuck in another ditch. Moving on here, we have to be what looks like a Coelophysis doing a little scratchy scratch on his head, very adorable like. You can see he's just sitting on a little rock and like next to a branch in this big river right here. At least I assume it's river. It might not be, it doesn't look like it's moving that quickly. Could just be like a little puddle pond sort of thing or something. But anyways, that's not important. But what is kind of neat about all this stuff is no matter what screenshot you look at for this game, it does look really, really good. I don't know if that's just the way games are nowadays, or if this guy has done an outstanding job. Far better than I could do, I can tell you that much. But one way or another, this terrain, the environment, the creatures in it, all of it just looks very, very beautiful. And I'm excited to actually hop in this world and explore it to its fullest potential and see what all it has to offer. This next frame is a little bit on the darker side. You can see that, oh look, they've even put their little logo right there. That's funny. But we can see that someone has had a very bad day. It looks like they were walking through the cafeteria area here and they spilled their packet of ketchup up against the wall. Very, very bad day for that man. Spilled the ketchup. Not good. This next frame here just has a little Triceratops looking kind of scary, not gonna lie. Normally Triceratops are seen as these like elegant little creatures of the forest moving about. Just kind of, you know, minding their own business. But this one looks like it wants you dead. It is giving you the death stare. It is looking straight into your soul. And it's probably about to charge you and, well, make you unalived, let's say that. Also worth taking a look at here in this frame is again touching off their biome section of their website. You can see we've got these beautiful, huge redwood forest trees and just really just an overall nice ambient environment going on right here with the nice lighting coming through and the wet, dense looking forest floor and then these just towering trees reaching up to the sky so you can't even see the top of everywhere. Just really a nice, cool looking prehistoric scene right there. This frame here just looks like a clutch of some eggs as well as, I think this is a pine cone? I don't know, it looks like a pine cone, but at the same time it looks like a dragon egg, so who knows what's going on there. And really nothing else too much to mention here. I don't know if creature breeding and everything will actually be in the game. I have a hunch that it is absolutely not going to be in the game. I'm sure that you can just find nests around and maybe that'll cause an angry mama dinosaur to come for you. I'm not entirely certain, but nonetheless another gorgeous shot here. And I think this next one's the really exciting one. I lied. Interestingly enough, even though everything that we've seen so far looks very old and run down and just like ancient ruins, this right here looks like it's taken that idea and flipping it on its head, taking a full 180, and now it looks like we're in the International Space Station or something crazy, because we have flipping laser door wall things and a giant metal corridor that looks like, like I mentioned before, like we're just in a space station or something insane. So who knows what will go on here. There'll probably be some sort of crazy chase scene where you're going to be like chased down these corridors by raptors and you're going to try not to get lost and stuck in this like elaborate maze of corridors and everything, and you can activate these wires to keep them separated from you. Like if you run through the door while they're right on your tail, you can hit the button, activate the lasers, and then they won't be able to get through or something like that. I have no idea. Just kind of speculating. Just a close-up of it. It looks like it's activated by thumbprint apparently. Cool stuff, cool stuff. Now this is a very exciting image, and let me tell you why. Definitely not speculating at all right here. This is definitely 100% confirmed to be in the game. But let me tell you what's about to happen here. See our little lady friend right here, looking like Bigfoot just emerged from the forest? She is hunkering over, popping a squat like that, not because she's about to poo in this bush, no, but because she's about to jump onto the back of the Suchomimus and ride it into battle, and that is how you end the game. You will ride the Suchomimus into the battle. That's why they said that some of these creatures will be your friends, after all. And they will fight the massive boss at the end of the game, and that's how you'll have to win the game, is by controlling a Suchomimus. This is definitely not made up by me at all, and is 100% confirmed to be in the game. Moving on. Here's just a very big shooty gun thing. Here is the absolute spawn of Satan in the form of some sort of pterosaur. I'm guessing this is like Tupandactylus or something crazy because it has the big headpiece. I don't know what's going on here. Looks like our little lady friend is committing not alive or something, jumping off a cliff probably to escape the Suchomimus after her jump onto the Suchomimus' back did not go so well. A cute little, I'm guessing this is like a Corythosaurus in there, because it doesn't look like it's the crest of like a Parasaurolophus. Looks like it goes all the way back down. So I'm guessing this is just some sort of like Corythosaurus. But either way, it's a cute little rock sculpture thing. Big spooky scaries, not too much else to mention here. And there it is. This is the shot that I think is gorgeous. Look at these beautiful little, like, duckweed sort of swampy items. Or items, what the heck? I mean, plants. That's the word. That's what they're called, Scuttles. Plants. Nice job. Either way, we've got some beautiful little, like, water foliage across the top of this, like, I'm guessing, like, swamp. And then you've got this massive, gorgeous-looking Spinosaurus right there in the middle of it. Looks like he might even be looking down to snag a fish out of the water. Or maybe even a big old frog. I have no idea. But it's absolutely beautiful looking. And I cannot wait to see this in game. A nice another shot of a waterfall. This shot right here just looks very beautiful. Like, if I were ever to be crash landed on an island and survive in the middle of a jungle, this is where I would want to crash land. This just looks gorgeous. And that's it. That is everything that Instinction has to offer. If I've missed something, please sure to let me know. But I'm pretty sure I've got it all wrapped up here. Be sure to go check out their website down below, as well as their own YouTube channel, so that you can go and show them some support and love. And until next time, I'll see you later. Let me know if you're excited for this game down below. Bye-bye.
I wish I hadn't come here for this. I found them. After all this death, if you had the chance to do it all again, what would you have done?